What's up, decoders? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in today. In today's video, this is part 3 or 4, I can't remember, of the blackout is commencing. And if you guys haven't seen my channel before in the past, if you're newer to the channel, you might not remember my older videos. So if you guys haven't watched my blackout series of videos talking about the upcoming predictive programming for a cyber attack or a blackout that takes down the power grid, right? There's been lots of predictive programming for this, and I've done many videos on this. Specifically, there's a few in my history on my videos that you can find that's also titled "The Blackout is Commencing." Okay, and in this video, I'm going to show you how the whole thing that I've been talking about for the last 2 years is playing out even more, and I'm going to show you how it's connected to the current events right now. So please hit the like buttons, guys, and we're going to jump right into this video. So here we go. So there is a reason for all the blackout stuff right now because we are currently in Black Week, is what they call it, Black Week, right? And Black Week is called that because Black Friday is the day after Thanksgiving where everyone shops, and they call it Black Friday. Well, why do you think they call it Black Friday? Well, there's something more to that. But all the symbolism right now with this is all connected to this blackout narrative. And I'm not saying it's going to necessarily happen this week, a blackout, but it could also happen next year sometime. I think definitely by next year. But we're going to talk about all the connections with this week and how it's connected to this blackout. Well, first of all, Black Friday this year is the 29th of November. That just happens to be the birthday of Janet Napolitano. Now, who is Janet Napolitano? Well, she is the former director of Homeland Security during Obama's term. And when she left office in 2013, this is what she said. Napolitano warns of downed power grid is inevitable due to a cyber attack. She called it the next 9/11 would be a power grid failure. Okay? A major cyber attack will one day disrupt the life as we know it in the United States. So says former Department of Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano, who made the comments during her final days in the post. Then the then Obama administrative official stated during a speech that it was a matter of when and not if the power grid would go down due to cyber attack. Many feel the smart grid technology and increase in installation of smart meters will make the power grid even more susceptible to hackers. Okay, so Janet Napolitano is the person who, the Homeland Security Director under the first black president, by the way. Okay, she says there will be a power grid, a cyber attack on the power grid and causing a blackout, right? And again, her birthday this year is November 29th, which is Black Friday. Okay, so that's the first thing to know here. And this woman, Zach Hubbard from Gematria Effect News, has covered her way before I did, but I've covered her in my other videos as well, so go back and watch them. She also shares a birthday with Russell Carrington Wilson, the football player, and the middle name Carrington is a reference to the Carrington event where a solar flare knocked out the power grid in 1895 or something like that. So yeah, the November 29th is the birthday of the Carrington football player, like the blackout event, the Carrington event, and the Homeland Security Director who said there would be a power grid failure. So November 29th is a very ominous day for blackout narratives, okay? And this year, Black Friday is on that day. Now, the same year that Janet Napolitano came out and said this about the power grid, there was a Super Bowl that year. And the Super Bowl that year featured a blackout during the game. In fact, they called this the Blackout Bowl. And again, this is the same year that Janet Napolitano made her remarks about the power grid. And this Blackout Bowl, the lights went out and delayed the game. Well, this game featured two brothers as the head coaches facing each other John Harbaugh on the Ravens and Jim Harbaugh for the 49ers. Okay, and again, the Blackout Bowl is what this was called. It was also called the Harbaugh, okay, because their names is Harbaugh. And so, what's the chances that the same year that Janet Napolitano says there will be a grid attack, the same year you have the lights going out in the Super Bowl? And this was clear predictive programming for a future power grid failure. Now, the reason this is important, guys, is because after all of these years, in 2013, when these two brothers coached each other in the Super Bowl that was a blackout, they have now faced each other again for the first time since that game. And the reason is because this brother, who was the coach of the 49ers, he left the NFL for a while and he came back this year. And now he coaches this guy who lost in the Blackout Bowl. He coaches the Chargers, guys, the electric team, okay? And his brother still coaches the Ravens. And of course, the Ravens are a blackbird connected to blackouts, right? They have a black quarterback. They wear black, okay? So last night on November 25th, these two brothers that were in the Harbaugh Bowl faced each other again, but this time, instead of the 49ers for Jim Harbaugh, he was coaching the Los Angeles Chargers. And look at the lightning bolt that they have in the middle of the field here. This is not the standard Chargers lightning bolt. This is a dark colored lightning bolt, and I don't think this is a coincidence. The dark color lightning bolt represents the electricity going dark. That's what that represents. Okay, the normal lightning bolt for the Chargers is yellow inside. Okay, so the power is on with the yellow and it's off with the dark blue. Okay, and notice the Chargers were also wearing dark uniforms, which they don't always do. Okay, the Ravens were wearing their white uniforms because they're away, but normally they wear black uniforms when they're at their home stadium. Okay. But anyways, this was the rematch between the two brothers, okay? And this is where it gets crazy, guys, because I told you, these two brothers faced each other in the Blackout Bowl, and exactly 616 weeks later, they faced each other again with the lightning bolt guy losing again. So not only did he lose, the 49ers lose here, his team, the Chargers, also lost. So the power team lost, the power going out, okay? But look at this, 616 weeks exactly from their Super Bowl, okay, to their rematch. And blackout equals 616, guys. I mean, wow. Okay, that's big, guys. Out of all the weeks it could have been between the Blackout Bowl and this game, it was the 616, which in gematria is blackout. Okay. And again, the blackout, the electricity team lost again, just like they did here during the Blackout Bowl. All right, so now how does this connect? Remember, just keep in mind that this coach, he coaches the LA Chargers, okay? LA, keep that in mind as we go through. Now, another big event that I talked about in prior videos back when I made them a year ago or so was that in 2023, on January 28th, there was a match in WWE called the Pitch Black match, a reference to a blackout. You could see the lightning bolt, okay? And the two characters that were in this match was Bray Wyatt, who now is dead. This wrestler actually died, okay? But I'm not going to talk a whole lot about him. I want to focus on this guy who lost this match. This guy won, this guy lost. Well, the guy who lost is LA Knight. Bray Wyatt defeats LA Knight in Mountain Dew Pitch Black match, okay? And this happened on January 28th, 2023. And let's take from this blackout match to this upcoming Black Friday or this upcoming Thanksgiving, one day before Black Friday. It's 22 months exactly, guys, from this match to this upcoming Thanksgiving and Black Friday. 22 is blackout, okay? So not only did you have yesterday the 616 weeks from the Blackout Bowl to the Charger game, right, where the team had the black lightning bolt. 616 is blackout in standard. And if you go from the pitch black match to this upcoming one day before Janet Napolitano's birthday, it will be 22 months, and that's blackout. Okay. Now, I told you this guy's name is L.A. Knight. Okay, and he lost that pitch black match. But it's a clear reference to an LA night, guys, going dark. A night in LA going dark. That's what, I know it's spelled with the K, but still it's a reference to LA night. Okay? And that's why he was in the pitch black match, because again, it's a reference to going dark. Now, this guy, whose real name is Sean Ricker, he actually is from Maryland. I highlighted it down there at the bottom. And why is that significant, guys? Because the two teams that were in yesterday's game that I tied all to the blackout was the Baltimore Ravens and the Los Angeles Chargers. Well, this guy, L.A. Knight, is from Baltimore, or is from Maryland, where Baltimore is. So this guy is represented in these two teams. He's L.A., like Los Angeles, and he's from Maryland, like Baltimore. Okay, so do you see how perfect? And why am I bringing this guy up now? Because he's the current United States champion. So he represents the whole United States. And that's why I think there's a blackout narrative for the United States soon. Okay. Now, what happened to this character just recently around the same time as this game? Well, he got attacked by a character who came back for the first time in this new look black attire. Look how his eyes are black, guys. You can't see very well. So he got attacked. L.A. Knight got attacked by this guy in all black, wearing black eye paint, and he's Japanese, Shinsuke Nakamura. And this happens just like 2 days before this match, which I just connected to the blackout, right? And I just connected LA Knight to both of these teams, okay? And he gets attacked by this black character. Now, who is this black character? Well, Shinsuke Nakamura, which is his name right now in WWE, he used to have a nickname called the Black Savior. And look at what the Black Savior equals in two ciphers. Power outage, guys. And he's hitting the LA Knight, who was in a pitch black match. And he's doing this right at the start of Black Week, before Black Friday week. Okay. And right before this Chargers game where they were in the Blackout Bowl. The coach of them was in the Blackout Bowl against his brother. Okay. And Shinsuke Nakamura is wearing all black for the first time. He's never wore all black in his whole career, and just now he starts wearing it. Okay, and there's a reason for that. And he used to be called, when he was in Japan wrestling, the Black Savior. Okay, and the reason he was called the Black Savior is because he used to be co-leader of a group called Black. In Japan, Shinsuke Nakamura was the group successor to the group Black, and Nakamura was the co-leader of the Black group. And then he created the group Rise. But anyway, I wanted to focus on the Black because he used to be the leader of a group called Black. Okay, and now he's deciding to wear all black again for the first time. And he's attacking the guy that like literally means LA night, like LA going dark. Okay. So how crazy is that, guys? And this is all happening around the same time. Now, I told you that you have LA Knight, which is a clear reference to Los Angeles. You have the Los Angeles Chargers, who just lost. Okay, LA Chargers with the lightning bolt. And look at this. The show called 911 The Blackout. Remember, Janet Napolitano said the next 9/11 would be a blackout, a power grid. And look at this. The Blackout was the name of this show, 911 The Blackout, equals 37, guys. In the same cipher as Los Angeles, LA Knight, and Cyber Attack. Okay? And what is this show about? The 911 The Blackout? It's about Los Angeles, guys. The 118 springs into action when a citywide blackout and a record heat wave causes mayhem in Los Angeles. So this show is literally about Los Angeles, and it's called The Blackout, which equals Los Angeles, which equals LA Knight, which equals Cyber Attack. And in this show, it's a cyber attack, a ransomware attack that causes the blackout. Okay? Notice the episode's called Panic and Desperate Times. Okay, so how crazy is that? That not only do all these things have the same gematria, the blackout, Los Angeles, LA Knight, cyber attack, it clearly points to this same show where there's a cyber attack that causes a blackout in Los Angeles. Okay? Now, this is where it comes all together, guys, because 2 years ago on November 27th, remember, guys, we're coming up on November 27th again. So this year will be the 2-year anniversary of this video being posted. And I've covered this in prior videos. The Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles football team, another bird team, debuted their blackout uniforms, and they made a video called "The Blackout is Commencing" on their website, and they literally posted the guy turning off the electricity to the United States. This is a screenshot from that video, okay, and this is a screenshot from my video back last year, or almost 2 years ago, where I said the blackout is commencing, okay. And this is a screenshot from that video where they wrote the blackout is commencing, and you can see the United States going out. You can especially see that the area of Los Angeles is completely dark first before the rest of the – eventually it all goes dark, but what starts going dark is the West Coast first, okay? So again, now we're coming up on the 2-year anniversary of this video, guys. They posted this on November 27th, which is just 2 days before Black Friday this year. And this is why this is important, guys, because just the last 2 days, both these teams, I told you the Baltimore team just beat the Chargers in LA. Well, the blackout team, the Eagles, who posted this video 2 years ago on this same time period, they also just played the Los Angeles team, because there's 2 Los Angeles teams, and they both, and look at the total score, guys, 37 points for the blackout team, the Eagles, who posted this video. And I told you the 37 is the blackout, Los Angeles, LA Knight, and Cyber Attack, all in the same cipher. And now the team that posted the blackout video 2 years ago, they just faced LA the same time the Blackbird team just beat LA too. And they won with 37 points, guys. 37 points, which is the number I just told you. This just happened 2 days ago. This just happened yesterday. So what are the chances that both these teams are facing the LA teams? Okay, and they're both connected to blackouts. Baltimore won the Blackout Bowl. The Eagles posted the blackout is commencing. Okay, and both LA teams lost. All right, so it's clearly obvious. Now, how does this fit perfectly with this narrative? Because when the Eagles posted this blackout is commencing 2 years ago, they did it on the 34 days left in the year, November 27th. Well, the Blackout Bowl was on the 34th day of the year, so it's on the opposite day of the calendar. They posted this video, the blackout is commencing, and the Blackout Bowl was on the 34th day of the year. Do you see how it works, guys? And black equals 34. And the final score of the Blackout Bowl was 34. That's what the Ravens won with, because black equals 34, and there was a blackout during the game. But yeah, this is perfectly scripted, guys. The Super Bowl was on the 34th day of 2013, and the video of blackout is commencing was posted on the day that leaves 34 days. So these days are the opposite days on the calendar. Okay? Now, how does this fit in perfect? Because guess what, guys? I just told you the 2 teams, the 2 bird teams that are connected to blackouts beat the 2 LA teams just this week. How about next week, guys? What 2 teams are playing? Look at this. The 2 teams that just beat the 2 LA teams are playing next week. The blackout is commencing team and the Blackout Bowl team are playing next week on December 1st, one day before Cyber Monday. Remember what comes after Black Friday? Well, Cyber Monday, and I'm talking about cyber attacks, okay? So that's just clearly obvious, guys. So just watch out for this next week. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm just saying I think it could also happen next year around the Super Bowl or in March next year. But we'll see, okay? But just be on alert for more rituals this week connected to blackouts. And just a few more connections. There was a book called Lights Out, and it shows the United States going out, okay? And there's also another show called Blackout, which also happens in Los Angeles. Okay, this is a different show called Blackout that happened in Los Angeles. And I already showed you the 911, the Blackout, which is a different show, which happens in Los Angeles. So so many different rituals and shows that connect to this Los Angeles blackout stuff. And I think that's all I got. Oh, one last thing I got for you guys. Remember, I told you it's the LA Chargers. The LA Chargers. Well, their full name is the Los Angeles Chargers, which equals cyber attack. Right? I told you Los Angeles equals 37 in the same cipher as cyber attack, but cyber attack equals the full name of the team in two ciphers, in reversed cipher. I mean, come on now. So I think I've hit on all the points. There's probably way more to say here. Don't forget, if you guys haven't watched my other videos, my blackout videos, go back and watch them. There's a whole bunch of information in those videos. You're just going to have to scroll through my videos and find the blackout ones. But guys, thanks for watching the video. Please hit the like button on the way out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.